Hello, everybody. Hello. Let me turn on my mic, my camera. Let me know how I sound. So for whatever reason, my microphone works perfect when I do streams on my own channel, but I've noticed I sound like I'm talking to a computer with no mic when I'm on this channel. So if you hear me, let me know how I sound, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. This chart's looking beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. I know you guys, most of you guys probably been watching me the last, few weeks or whatnot. I know we were pumping at the beginning of the sacrifice phase, and I know you guys, it wasn't fun telling you guys that I wanted to see our price go down to 10 cents, 10.8 cents, that range, that yellow box that we have, but things just have to happen this way, So healthy market movement all the time in Hex, the strongest, most bullish looking chart in all of charts, not just in crypto. Hang on. Hello. Oh, here we go. Maybe I'm louder. I really hear myself. Let me know if you guys hear me. I hear my own breath. Like, do you guys hear my breath, or is that only me? You guys probably hear me good enough right now. So I'm going to get this thing going. I'm just going to have a soundtrack, make sure you guys can hear me, because I'm not going to, dive into the charts talking to nobody or be muted. But yeah, this is a fun one. This is a fun stream. I've been looking forward to this. I know I go every Thursday. It feels like that 7-day gap takes a long time, doesn't it? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jenkinz. Squeaky. Oh, what's up, Crypto Panda? Squeaky Toy. Yeah, my puppy's in the back playing with the wife, Jelly Bean. She's about 6 months old. There she is. She heard her name. If for those of you that don't know me, I am Jenkinz. I've been doing this in quite some time now. Not forever. I've been doing charts forever. You guys know. I used to trade all the time. But now, I got into Hex. Hex changed my life, like how it probably changed all your guys' lives too. So what I do, I just try to add value by, bringing that chart, that trader kind of mind to the market, not in the sense of like being a degenerate gambler, but, looking at the chart, looking at how the patterns move, the waves move, and just kind of pinpointing some certain areas. So it sounds like you guys hear me, so I'm going to dive into the charts. You guys know I don't really, check the chats while I'm in the charts because I'm focused on the chart, but I'll get back to the chat later. But you guys know where to find me if you really need me. So so when we topped off at the start of the sacrifice phase, I know we had a small pullback. People wanted the price to go right back up real quick. But I told you guys it's a healthy pullback, and especially if we broke this massive 13.6 range, I wanted to see the 10 to 10.8 penny range be touched. And as you can see, I posted on my Twitter, you can't get much closer. This is how close we got right here, Is that good enough to make me satisfied about how far down we went? It is. It wasn't perfect, but like that wick. So just to go back in time, let's go way back in time, way back as in a few months. Back when we had that initial bull flag, when we first broke out of that 1.5 penny range and finally ripped up to that 6.5 penny range, we hit my major target back in the day. You can go check my first streams when I got onto YouTube. I told you guys, ideally, we wanted to see this 3.5 penny range be touched. So this is the same type of scenario that we're seeing now, but this is what we saw back then. I put that over there because I'm like, this is what I want to see touched. And then what do we see? Price came down and just zapped it. We literally wicked it. We came down, very close one time. Price respected it. By the way, these are 4-hour candles. So every candle you see is 4-hour gap. So this is not just like a fast couple minutes. This is like time was spent in these areas. But yeah, when we had that, when I marked that 3.5 penny range, we came down, we zapped it. Once we touched it, it was a wick, as you can see, and then price, took off, never came back. Obviously, we came to my, 8 penny range-ish that I had here. We blew past that. My ultimate target for the past few months on my streams at least has been this 13.6. We finally got there. We respected that, sacrifice phase started. We broke way up. We came back down. I see price has been flirting with this major range. For a second, once we broke under this range, we flipped it into a support line or a resistance line. Sorry. So that's why once I saw this range be respected as a resistance line, that's when I told you guys I would probably expect to see, a 13 cent I mean, a 10 to 10.8 cent hex. But as you see, similar to what that 3.5 penny wick was, you know, a few months ago, we didn't necessarily get to my actual range, but we got as close as, you know, as humanly possible. So that's the cool thing about the charts is like no one can predict the charts. No one knows the future. If anybody gets on any stream and acts like they know what's coming, they're fools. They're lying to you. All I do is look at the charts and just understand patterns, see where the money's at by certain, you know, candlesticks that play out. And just, it's kind of like after so many years of doing this trading, you kind of everything, all the charts kind of just move the same way, essentially. Some are more bullish than the others. But yeah, it's kind of easy after so much repetition to understand where the price will go. And these pullbacks that we get are just nothing but confirmation as to where we're going next. So the good thing is now, I've been in the last 3 weeks, I've been on stream telling you guys, we're going to this yellow box, we're going to this yellow box. We didn't touch it perfectly, but we spent time. We got enough time down there. So if price is going to go back up, I mean, now is probably a good time. Am I bullish on Hex? Of course I'm bullish on Hex. But when I get on stream, I try to give you guys, you know, an analysis for the next 7 days because I get on every Thursday. So what can we expect this week going forward? That's what we're here to talk about now, and that's probably why you guys are watching. So shout out to you guys if you are here. But so let's see. Obviously, we had this massive bull flag, you know, a pennant pattern, but I like to call it a bull flag. You know, the flag pull right here, terribly crooked. Flag pull right here, and then we had the flag come down. What happens after a bull flag? You know, price goes up. Confirmation, we hit the 10-cent range. That was the bottom of our range. Oh, and another thing real quick. A big reason why I had this 10-cent range, I was showing you guys doji candle 2 weeks ago. This was that big doji that kind of pulled it all. It was the doji play that just shot price way up into the stratosphere. But when you see those candles, a lot of money sitting there. As you can tell, price came down once and wicked it. This first big rip was like lower than anyone thought, although it did respect this range right here, by the way. But the second big wick was at this range. And then that's why I kind of wanted price to come fulfill this exact area, just to confirm that let's get a healthy touch there, and then, you know, we have enough strength and enough structure to move up without having like a silly Dogecoin type of, you know, candle, like a Dogecoin kind of price action. But yeah, now that it looks like it's safe to say the bull flag is basically probably completed itself. Usually when we move in the markets, we move in cycles. We'll impulse real hard, and then, you know, 3 to maybe 4 weeks, or it's like 2.5 to 4 weeks, we'll pull back. And then our next impulse. So we safely can say we've been doing that. We hit our top July 15th, all the way to August 2nd. That's 16, about 18 days to about 2.5 weeks. Yeah, right. So 2.5 weeks we spent just watching price slowly go down. The sacrifice phase is dragging on, right? I bet you guys are probably just exhausted at the end of that sacrifice phase. Everyone's so excited for Pulse and everything. We want to see Hex price just go up. But that was kind of expected once everybody dropped their bag early. Price drained. And we'll talk about Pulse too, because that origin address, $13 billion. $13 billion. We have a lot more information now to speculate Pulse. So I'm excited to talk about that. And I can't wait to start talking about PulseChain charts, Hex charts, all in the same stream. But there's a lot of things to be excited about. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get to the chart right here. What's going on right now? What can we expect going forward? So yeah, we finally, you know, had the bull flag. We broke out. So if this is the breakout that, you know, looks like we are printing, you guys know me. I like 3 to 5 wave patterns, the Elliott waves. Nice and simple. I'm not going to throw on a bunch of indicators and confuse you guys. I'm not going to sound too technical. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible that you can teach a kid it, right? Because that's what it's all about. If I can understand it, anybody else can understand it. And I try to use simple tools. And without even using tools, you look for simple patterns. But when you break out, you want to see 3 to 5 waves. Well, obviously, wave 1, it always moves in impulses and corrections. So impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, right? That's the type of stuff we want to see. Clearly an impulse. It broke right past this 13.6 range. So what does this tell us? This tells us that we're looking like we're going back to the upside again. What do I want to see going forward? I want to see this actually come back down, touch this range one more time. We did touch it already, right? When we first broke through, we did spend, you know, a few hours down here barely tapping it. You can see this candle came down and wicked that range and bounced up, right? Let's just try to get a healthy touch. Now, this isn't like a touch I'm talking like, oh, let's wait 2 to 3 weeks for a 10.8 penny touch. No, this is more like the next few hours, hopefully by like the next day or so. Let's just get this touch out of the way. Let's just move down. It looks like we are moving down, actually. Let's just get this touch. Wave 2 down, correction, turn this into another support line again. Now that we finally broke that range and we spent, you know, over basically a month here just kind of like around this big, you know, rectangle, let's finally just touch it, show us a new support line, and just break away. Okay. So wave one, wave two, and this is more of like a short-term thing. I like to look at the daily chart and the weekly chart and stuff like that. But for the next week or so, I can see a pattern like this happening. So wave one, push up. Wave two, come flip this as a support line. Wave three, we're probably going to get to all-time highs, right? And this is a wide range. What I want to see, where's my, hang on, I'm kind of confused down here. Oh, there we go. They're connected. I want to see something like this. I like where the candles actually start and finish, where all the structure's at. That's usually where I kind of keep that initial resistance line. But the range can go all the way to the top of this wick. So, I mean, you can see this push, you know, go from 17 to 19 cents. I don't really think it matters too much in the grand scheme of things. But if we see, we'll probably see some resistance around this all-time high range where candles actually opened and closed. Oh, my God, excuse me. I had an low day tonight. And then, yeah, once we hit about the 17-cent range, we can expect to see how we're having a lot of sell pressure here. Not only is just sell pressure in this one area, let's go back, right? It started here. So once we had this first impulse, price broke up, and then you saw a mass. I call these institutional candles doing like, you know, Forex or stock market trading, because institutions usually get in, liquidate people in the price as like liquidate traders. I guess it's not really institutional in Hex because there's not institutions necessarily in the actual coin, I guess. I don't think so yet, at least, not that we know of. But I call those institutional candles for that reason. But whenever you see an institutional candle or a liquidation candle, if you were a trader, price is usually sitting down there. There's a lot of bids. A lot of bids are sitting down there at the level. So that's the first key reason why I think that's a key range I want to see, you know, the next touch at. So let me zoom out there. So let me put this line right here. So that's a good range. You saw them later on, price came down, wicked this exact line again, right? And then we broke through, price broke through a little bit and then came right back up and respected a general range before we just hit that, you know, 16, you know, almost 17-cent range and just ripped down, melted that one night. But after we melted that one night all the way down to 7.5 cents, where do we come back up to? The same exact range right here. So what was, you know, an institutional liquidation candle, whatever you want to call that, a lot of price action sitting here, a lot of money, a lot of bids are sitting here. Well, price came back up after that massive impulse to the downside and touched it, right? We came back, we touched it, nice little wick. So there's structure here, there's price sitting here. Well, you go fast forward a few days later, we didn't necessarily touch it, but we're in the back range, back in the same range, right? Now we just fast forward a couple weeks now. Where are we at? We're in the exact range, okay? So that's why I would not be shocked to see price just temporarily move down. This is just showing us we're going to see price come past here, flip it, and then, yeah, break this, you know, touch the old all-time highs, come back down, turn this into, you know, another resistance line. Once we tap that, bam, new all-time highs is the goal, right? Short-term, 20 cents. 20 cents is that massive psychological level. So people are going to cash out profits just for seeing that whole round level, right? That's what we can probably see, you know, in the next week or so, as long as we have these confirmations that I just pointed out. If Hex does respect this 13.6 range, I'd fully expect it to, you know, move exactly like how I just pinpointed this here. I think I put a tweet about this too. So that's kind of a short-term analysis. Next few days, next week or so, we can see. So by the time we get on stream next week, that's what ideally I'd want to see. I don't think any of us want to see Hex push down, because I mean, if we want to be pessimistic but still follow technicals, like, look at this. This is not sexy, but I doubt this will happen. But look, wave one, wave two, wave three, you know, wave four. Like, we can see something like that. Like that. I mean, we probably won't. Don't get me. This is the 5% chance of this happening. But if technicals were always picture perfect in every world, you just never know, right? Because we still have massive ranges down there. But with the mix of PulseChain and everything coming out, Hex doesn't really respect technicals as much as like other charts do, just because the fundamentals behind it really separates it from the rest. And you can't really explain it, you know. It's just something that the world has never seen. It's an invention. It's something so new to the world, so that's why, right? But yeah, so I definitely, you know, fully expect price next week. If next week on Thursday, if we can see a 20-cent Hex, good for us, right? But let's talk about some more things in the grand scheme of things. Let me give you more reasons. So remember those levels I just pointed out, right? Because we're going to start messing around with some tools now. I'm going to show you guys the Fibonacci's. You guys know I'm big on Fibonacci's, right? I'll show you guys that Ichimoku cloud. There's a few people asking me about it, but that's a nice, you know, indicator. I'm not an indicator guy, but if I do use indicators, I tweak these ones specifically that worked out for me in my trading days. And it works out in Hex too, actually. Excuse me, I am burping. Fibonacci, let's just measure this impulse. And this is live, like, technical analysis at this point. This is me. I don't come into these streams pre-planned. I don't have things to talk about. I just try not to look at the charts for too long, and I just hop on and look at the charts with you because I just want to keep it real, raw, authentic, you know. I want you guys to just see my exact mind as we go through this. So let's move this up close. I usually like to put the bottom of the fib right before the impulse and the top of the fib. Either where the price is heavy here at, or, you know, like where you see a few wicks kind of touch, that's usually where like bids are strong at. So if I throw something on there like that, as you can see, you know, I'm not going to dive too much in how the fib works because I do it every single stream, but the 618 level, you guys know that's a massive level. And we just so happen to be, that red line is our 618 level, the golden ratio. We're at that price right now. So I fully would not, I would actually expect, I would hope to see some reaction here, which we are seeing. Just get a quick touch. Once we break that 618 level, turn into a support line, the same pattern is going to follow. That same pattern just drew out. So if we can do that, finally break it, flip it to a support line, boom, come up, and then, you know, go to that range. So that's like a short-term thing there. So that's something good. That's what I like. If we put the Fibonacci there, the next 618 level in the future, this happens to be 25 cents. So next impulse overall, I would fully expect, you know, on the grand scheme of things, there's waves inside of waves, right? There's like long-term waves like this, but inside of these waves, you'll see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, there's waves inside of waves. So if I'm not counting all the short-term waves I just pointed out, looking at this chart in 2 months, we could just look at a weekly candle or something and just see a couple candles go straight up like that to that 25 cent range eventually. To get you guys a little pumped up, let me just show you guys what the next 618 levels are. I know you guys love the expensive hex calls, right? So the next 618 after that, and this isn't perfect, but you know, we have a 35 cent hex there, 45 cent. That's actually my next major target. So if you guys were on my stream 3 weeks ago, our first 3 major targets actually got hit. So the next 3 going for the next couple months, yeah, I had 25, 45, and I think it was like 63 or 65 cents or something. You can see 55 cent, 4.618, and 65 cents here, the 5.618. So these are numbers we can expect to see soon. And don't mind this chart. You know, this the way that the charts are, they shrink the candles because these candles become so big. Whoops, hang on. These candles become so big that they minimize the candles before it. We remember these candles are all volatile too. Okay, so that's a little bit of a Fibonacci, and I'll show you more of that on another chart. But before we pass through to that, let's just check the Fibonacci so you guys can see the same levels on repetition on all these impulses that we had, right? So let's go to the first impulse when we broke past the half penny finally. Let's go here to here. And this is a little thick, but put this level here. So the zeros at the bottom, and this is not going to be picture perfect. I'm going to kind of go through it quick. The ones here, 618 level, see how much it was respected. We finally broke it, ripped through. We came down, touched the 0.38 level down there. That's another key level, not as massive as 618, but you see how much price respects that. So Fibonacci makes everything, you know, nice and strong for us, shows us, you know, a lot of areas to look forward to if you don't know anything about trading. The next big impulse we had that got us, you know, to 10 cents or just about, this is the 9.8 penny impulse. We come back here, the one whole levels right here came back down to 618. Actually, just so happened to be the middle of this range that I had. And, you know, let's look at price. That's where price sat around for a long time. We finally bounced off that 618, took off. So these 618 levels they're key levels, ladies and gentlemen. They are very, very key levels. And then, yeah, obviously the one we just looked at, but this chart right here, throw something like this. We're at the 618 right now. This one wasn't as picture perfect, but as you see the initial drop, we respected the crap out of that 618, but then this sell-off was just massive. There's no technical analysis chart or tool that's going to help you predict that. I mean, there is, but on the small scheme of things, look at the 618 was respected, came back down. We couldn't break it anymore. That's why I had this 10 cent or 10.8 penny target. And then, yeah, like I said, now all we got to do is just break this, go forward. So there's that. Let me show you guys a nice indicator that it's an Ichimoku cloud. I actually tweaked my Jenkinz and Kenjinson, but I showed you guys last week. You want to see the red line cross above the blue line. to see a bullish move when it goes, to the upside, and you want to see the Kumo twist, meaning that you want to see like a candle turn like red to green. And that's what we had here. So last week on stream, where were we at? What day was that? That was the 29th of July. Wow, we're in August of 2021. Wow. So down here, we're around my last stream actually, and the red line was under the blue line. So we just crossed under. So like you see, the red just crossed the blue right here. I make them super thick so you guys can see. But once we crossed under, that gave me another confirmation that the price is going to go down. Hex is actually so strong that it didn't push the price down too much. But as time passed on, we kind of bottomed out a little bit. Red did cross above the blue, but it didn't break the cloud. Remember, the cloud is that moving support and resistance area. So then we kind of came back down again. You see this mini twist right there. The red went under the blue, but didn't rip down. And then we crossed above, and that red crossing above the blue was the thing that shot us up all the way, to 15 cents recently at least. So as you see now, red's starting to top off. We might see the red cross the blue just to kind of give us another signal, like, the price might go down a little bit. But where is this moving resistance area? It's in the exact range. We want this. So the Fibonacci shows this range is a 618 level. The Ichimoku showing that this 13.6 is also a resistance area. So everything aligns, and that's why I try to show you guys different perspectives, because I can look and just show you patterns and you'll be, okay, whatever. Okay, let me show you Fibonacci. Okay, now two things line up. So now there's more confirmation. Now I show you an Ichimoku that works really well when I used to trade. That's three really strong indicators that line up. So that kind of just shows that like it's inevitable for price to do this, and we want to see things like this happen, right? But just to show you real quick, when the red finally crossed above the blue for that last time, we had this massive engulfing candle I posted on Twitter. Where did the engulfing candle actually happen at? It happened in the middle of the cloud. So it hit the cloud, almost broke it, respected it, then it engulfed. Whenever you see those, price shoots off, and then bam. So we had an engulfing candle happen in the middle of a moving resistance area. I mean, that's picture perfect. It really is. So that's that. That's another confirmation that shows the price is strong. But yeah, so this kind of confirms. Let's at least touch this cloud, get some support here, or let's just come back down to this box, and then bam, take off. So Ichimoku's looking good. Everything's looking good. And it's cool. We're back on stream now, and I'm talking about price going back up very soon. I'm not telling you guys, oh, it's going down a little longer. Let's wait for another push down. No, like we flipped around. I'm ready for that next impulse. We're all ready for PulseChain. The test net's coming out soon. That can be here any day. Who knows? But yeah, so that is pretty cool. Let me try to hit a couple of these comments real quick before I dive into some other stuff. I'm already lost at the bottom, but. Also, when PHEX goes live, what do you anticipate starting price will be? Well, PHEX, I'm assuming it's going to start at 0, but how many of us are going to get the chance to buy it at 0? I don't know. I doubt many of us will. I think, yeah, it'll eventually catch up to HEX, EHEX for sure. The price of HEX will definitely match itself eventually. But yeah, it's tough to predict that. But it's definitely, I think it's starting at 0. The market's going to determine the price, and then we're all going to buy it up if no one else does, So it'll eventually catch up, but who knows how long it's going to be down there. HEX is the only coin that you can lock up in the group of hearts. You can lock up in the group of hearts coins that earn you interest. You will need HEX, and if you own it now, you own it cross-chain. Yeah, I agree. Pulse is going to be amazing, but don't forget about HEX. It's here now, and it's the shining star. Yeah. HEX is like, if anybody's out there underestimating HEX or just not feeling as buzzed out about it, like, don't forget how early we are. If you're new to HEX, we're only at 15 cents, ladies and gentlemen. No, actually, we're at 14.5 cents. We're still cheap. If this chart was XRP, and I'm just like, hey, this isn't HEX, this is XRP, we're at 14 cents. A bunch of random people will be like, that's cheap, right? That's cheap for XRP. If even Dogecoin's down to 14 cents, that's cheap, because you guys know, like, eventually these things are going to hit dollars. That's what crypto does, no matter how bad they are, they will. So HEX is only at 14 cents. We know, dollars are going to be here eventually. So just don't underestimate the power of what HEX is capable of. $10 HEX, $20, $30, $100 HEX, we're still so early. All you can do is buy and hold. So HEX is more of like that savings account. I feel like Pulse is going to be like, yeah, Pulse is really going to help, you know, change a lot of lives of a lot of people. But Hex is going to be like that savings account. Stake that 555, get those T shares, earn that residual income in the form of Hex. You don't have to worry about touching your Hex. Pulse is gonna hold it down for us now. You know what I'm saying? So don't sell your Hex. There's no reason to. Oh, by the way, this is not financial advice for anybody out there. You know what I'm saying? So you guys, it's kind of clear, but no, non-financial advice. But yeah, Hex, just let it, you know, do its thing and let it actually. Oh, look at this. So this is cool. So I don't think we've ever live seen on stream an area be like tapped, but you know, by the time I end the stream, it'll be cool to see a candle come down to this range, you know. But that kind of confirms what I said at the beginning. Let's just go down there and touch that. But very short-term support line right here. Very, very short-term support line right here. Boom. Right. So we can bounce off that. We did bounce off it. Obviously, we're right back down. So we're just in this whole range right here. We're just going to come down. Let's just fill up, you know, some of these bids and get going. Oh, let's look at the daily chart too, by the way. Daily chart. This is picture perfect. I mean, look at this. Every candle is 1 day. Like we need this, right? So in the grand scheme of things, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, right? But in the middle of wave 3, let's get 5 waves in there. Wave 1, perfect. Wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, 25 cents, right? Chart's looking perfect on the daily chart. Weekly chart. Oh, here's my next major target. Weekly chart. There's something to pay attention to here, right? On the weekly chart. So we had this first impulse over here. Oh, shoot, I keep forgetting to click the mouse. So on the first breakout after this big price trap, and this is not the right chart to show you this because this is like, it minimizes all the candles. I have to go on the other chart to show you that. But we had this first massive impulse back in April of this year. We went from about 2 cents all the way to almost 6 cents. We hit this for 1 week, then we pulled back the very second week. We saw one big black candle, which is in the downside, and then everything just kept following. You can see we hit the all-time high at that point in time right here. It took 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th week, we broke that. So when I was telling you guys on Twitter, we break all-time highs and we pull back for 3 to 4 weeks. Like this is a perfect representation. Next impulse, we hit our all-time high here. 1, 2, 3. That 4th week, we finally broke through, right? So right here, right now, we had the all-time high, and then 1, 2. We're in the middle of 3 weeks right now. It's been 2.5 specifically, I think, since the very top. But you know, this is normal stuff right now. So we're just still in the middle of this. This candle has 2 more days left on it, and then maybe next week's candle will break all-time highs or the one after that. But I definitely fully expect to see that 25-cent range now that we're looking at this. What's this, week 1, week 2, what day? Between August 15th and August 21st, that week, I would not be shocked to see us touch this 25-cent range. So keep an eye out for that, ladies and gentlemen. Let me delete this. Let me show you guys another chart. 1 second. Okay. What is good, everybody? What is good, everybody? Pull this up for you. Okay, so this is the Hex chart from the entire lifespan of it. So all the way back from January 5th of 2020 at the very bottom. I was not in part of Hex, by the way, from this start. So I wonder what was going through your guys' mind when everyone's calling it a scam and everything when it first came out. And then you see stuff. Oh, shoot. Where am I? Hang on. Yeah, and then you see stuff like this happen. Oh, wait, hang on. It's not load. I can't go to a 1 hour chart and go all the way back. It's just too many candles. But yeah, what was going through your guys' mind when you saw the price start off here and then you just saw this? I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You had 7 days all the way to this very, very low. I can't imagine that. That's probably, I mean, that looks like a rug pull, right? But the recovery, and just wow. Like, just to show you guys, like, true numbers of what Hex did. Let's measure this. Whoops. Price range from the bottom. If you were in day 1 Hexic and you rolled that all the way to the top, what is that number? 271,000%. 271,000%. That is a lot. You can put in $1 and earn $271,000 basically. Yeah, that's a lot. So yeah, but with stuff like this, you guys know, I'll give you guys a little bit of a long-term analysis. I'll probably wrap it up. I don't have too much more to talk about, but I did want to at least give you guys the short-term analysis on what to look for, and then also a long-term. But let's go here. This Fibo, bottom to the top. So if I bring the fib from all the way to the start of price, all the way to now, keep in mind that 618 level, right? Well, this is another reason why I told you guys on stream. That 618, the all-time price of Hex, goes all the way down, you know, just above 11 cents. Or actually, if I be specific, you know, it's in that 10-cent range, 11 cent. So that further backed up why I wanted to see the exactly 10.8 pennies touch. But just look at how perfect it was. I mean, the 618 level now, perfectly respected and a beautiful bull flag. And now we're just on our way up next. So on the grand scheme of things, we're slowly going to watch price move its way up. You know, the next level up here, I'm overestimating this. Let's go right there. The next level on here is showing about 29.30 cents, so that's going to be, you know, a target. But with everything else, with all my other short-term targets and everything, and the tools I was showing you guys, 25 cents is that next big goal. In the next week or so, let's shoot for 20-cent Hex, right? Let's try a 20-cent Hex next week. That'd be great. If we can hold 13.6 as a support line, I would not be shocked to see 20-cent Hex next week. So. Let's see. And then they have the overall targets too on this one. You know, the next major levels, 47 cents, 65 cents. That was what I put you guys out for on Twitter. But look at this. The 5.618 in the grand scheme of things, look where it's at. It's directly at $1. So, I mean, $1's in sights. The light at the end of the tunnel is $1. So, we're not just talking about like, oh, Hex will be $1 one day because this and that. No, like I'm just being I'm a technical minded guy looking at the chart, looking at all the tools. Like $1 is right there. So $1, you know, we got the sniper on it right now. We got the sniper on $1. We're gonna get there eventually. But right now we're running around with our pistols, taking out 20 and 25 cents. Got the machine guns on, 30 to 45 cents. Got the assault rifles on 65 cents, and we got the sniper on $1. That was a cool reference. Yeah, so that's really that. I mean, PulseChain. So yeah, let's talk about that real quick. It's $14 billion sacrifice to OA address, which we know who. Wow, put all that Hex into it. So that tells me two things. Like Hex is a safe haven in one area being transferred to another safe haven, right? It was safe in the OA address. Now it's kind of safe in the sacrifice address. It's a lot of money sitting there. The $13 billion does not mean market cap because the money's not all going into Pulse like day one or whatnot. But I'm pretty sure Richard Hart, knowing how the genius he is, he's not going to let Pulse. And here's my theory, right? And I can be way wrong. This is all speculation, and this is just is it an educated guess? I guess I'm not. I guess it's whatever. It might be an educated guess. With my mind, what I'm thinking, trying to be logical about it, but still not fully understanding everything. I forgot this thing wasn't fully maxed for you guys. So if Pulse was 10 cents, or at the very beginning at least, you got 10,000 Pulse for every $1, the price would basically mean that you're kind of buying Pulse at 0.001, so like 1/10 of a penny. So I would just assume that, before Richard Hart or the origin address put in $13 billion, I would assume that the price would start off at 0.001, 1/10 of a penny. Because of that reason, if you're sacrificing, you're getting in early, you're supposed to be getting rewarded more than what people would get on day one, right? And I know the bonus amplifier and all that probably contributes to that, so maybe not. That wasn't so valid. But now that $13 billion was put in by somebody, and we know who, there's no way that origin address is putting $13 billion into something that he's going to get a better discount on later on, right? So that kind of confirms in my head. I'm trying to be logical, but I could have some, like fallacies in my, thinking or whatever. That the price should start off at 0.001, if not more now. And then when it launches day one, people, I don't think they're gonna be able to buy it. It's gonna launch at $0, but I just feel like the initial price that we're all gonna be able to capture should at least be at 0.001. And I actually made a tweet saying that I expect it to start at that price and at least do 100x a year one. And it's probably going to do more. I would not be shocked to see Pulse outperform Hex. Hex did like a 350x a year one. I would not be shocked to see it, no, I fully expect 110% worst case scenario to do a third of what Hex did year one, right? And that's being really like pessimistic about it, but that'd be 100x, and that would put us at a penny basically. So that's I think I said the numbers wrong this whole time, but basically 0.0001, basically 100x to a penny. That's what the starting price would be, do the math in your head. But basically I would expect to see at least a penny on Pulse by the first 12 months. So we'll see how that turns out. But if you guys got your sacrifice in, congratulations. If you guys try to play in the trading game and trying to gamble on the price going up and you got dragged out for 2 weeks, I'm sorry, but still, if you got your money in there, every dollar is going to go a long way. So congratulations to you guys in there. But now that we had that $13 billion sacrifice, I'm fully confident that Pulse is not going to be dirt cheap. I highly doubt anybody buying Pulse day one is going to get a better price after the market determines its price than the people that sacrifice, and especially sacrificed early. But the only reason why I can see it being the other way is if, day one prices are a little bit cheaper, but you're getting 2.5x or 2 to 2.5x for being day 1 through 5 with Hex. Also with how expensive Hex was, like we kind of got that bonus. So maybe the price does start off cheaper than what I'm thinking, but people are gonna have to put more than double the money to get the same amount that the day one sacrificers got just because of the bonus amplifier alone. So either way, I mean, it's the sacrifice people I think are gonna be the biggest winners out of this. And not financial advice, but I mean, it's probably smart to just buy Pulse day one, buy P-Hex day one. I'm sure there's going to be a massive dump after those free coins, finally gain value. You'll see that massive dump. So I'm probably, I'm probably going to buy day one. That'd be my strategy as of right now. And there's still more details, but I'd buy some day one, sacrificed a good bag already, but buy some day one. And then, maybe see the price drop down. Once you see that big dump, take advantage. If we get like a January 5th dump, 2020 from Hex in Pulse, I mean, that'd be perfect, right? So, and everything that launches brand new usually has like a dump right away. There's people that take that quick money and get in and out. So, yeah, obviously do the sacrifice. If you did do the sacrifice, probably buying day one, and I'm probably buying that big dip. And then I'm probably going to be buying every single dip probably till the day I die, just because. Why not? I mean, that's all you're supposed to do in crypto. So until it gets to a point where it's like your hard-earned dollars aren't going to be, they're not going to make an impact on your account, but that's a good situation to be in once you get there. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, man. So here's the thing. Like, I see there's comments. I don't want to be like an asshole and not read them. But there's a lot of them, and I'm so bad at keeping up with them, and it's just I get flustered, right? There's a lot of people in there. I would I'll skim through some real quick from the very, very beginning and just see if you guys have questions now. Drop them in the comments. By the time I get to the bottom, I'll be able to answer them almost live. So, ISO Serenity, the first one in the show. Welcome. If you're still here, welcome. ISO Serenity, good to see you. I see you on Twitter. Mark Avelli, welcome to the show. Mr. Profit, what is good? Alex Saunders, jail. Oh my God. Welcome to the show. What's good, Russ? It's a great day to be in Hex. You're right. Food TV, welcome to the show. Gomer Pyle, welcome to the show. I wonder how much money this influencer sacrificed. I'm sure the influencer sacrificed a lot of money into Pulse because people that hated Hex love Pulse. Apparently, what Richard's saying, and the group chat is bigger than Hex already, bigger than Hex's group chat. So, let me check something real quick. Trading view. Can you guys still see my chart? Yeah, you could. I'm going to check this chart live while we're just kind of here. See why I answer the questions real quick. If we're lucky enough to finally capture and move live. While that loads. Yeah, Crypto Panda, what's good? The best wingman in crypto. The man himself. Oh, here we go. It's going. Let's go. Let's touch it on stream. We're down to 14 cents, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that funny? We're only in Hex. We're excited to see dips, right? Unless that's just me. But only in Hex, we're excited to see dips because this is healthy structure. So we are moving down. Let's touch this 13.6 before I get off, and let's respect it. I mean, it's probably going to take longer than that, but yeah, let's get this touch out of the way next 24 hours and move to 20 cents. Hex Squadron. Shout out to you, Hex Squadron. Thank you for the comment. Melvie Tony, what is good? Hex Champ, I saw you hit me up on Twitter. Thank you for reaching out. Hex Champ's always there. He's if I were to forget one day, he's my reminder all the time to be on stream. So shout out to Hex Champ, my man. Moser Farah, what is good? Lo, welcome to the chat. West Coast, Terra Loa, man, I need glasses. Sarah Gross, what's good? Welcome to the chat. Far Out Aliens, I love it. I love it. Welcome to the chat. I love these names that I'm seeing. Blue Bum, the man himself. Thank you for popping on, Blue Bum. I'm glad to provide value. Blue Bum, hit me up, man. Let's get on the stream together. I want to come join the Aussies again. It's been a while since we talked. But Blue Bum, if you guys don't know him, ladies and gentlemen, check him out. Very well-educated man, knows a lot about crypto, knows a lot about Hex. When he speaks, you listen. But Blue Bum, hit me up. Gomer Pyle, Melvy, Tony, call the price. Yeah, Identity Block, what is good? My first ever stream was with you, Identity Block. Hex Fish, what's good? Lies Beneath the Truth, welcome to the chat. Dan Evans, $21 in sight. Let's go. Let's go to $21. Why not? COTG, welcome to the chat. Ape Go Hard, welcome to the chat. Simone, welcome to the chat. Hex Oregon, Hex Curious, welcome both of you guys to the chat. OBX, Swear Per, welcome to the chat. Pulsation Nation, I like the name. Crypto Journeyman, what is good? Jebediah Dean, welcome to the chat. Ari Giorgio, welcome to the chat. If you guys have questions, hit me up. Ryan, what's good? BC, what is good? Flyboy, welcome to the chat. Mexican Greenhorn, welcome. OBX, I shouted you out. KI, what is good? Frankie, welcome. Anime, welcome. Hex Softball, I love it. These are some interesting names. Benny Blitz, what is good? Welcome to the chat. Benny Blitz, Matt Kelly, welcome to the chat. Roy Hobbs, I saw you on Twitter the other day, actually, so I'm pretty sure we were writing each other a little bit. You might have been the person that asked about the Ichimoku. If I remember correctly, shout out to me. But yeah, hopefully you got some value from looking at that Ichimoku. I killed Epstein, and that's I love it. Welcome to the chat. Wait, what? Your mom's a target. Beware friends. Richard is not opposed to boarding on something. You said, Richard, please don't unroll on. She has a bad back. Hex. Okay, that is cool. Mozafara, shout out. Hex Champ, you don't think we'll get the same day one and day two dumps as ETH launch? We probably will. I mean, yeah, we probably will. But knowing Hex and Pulse, they're just the charts that are probably going to go against all odds, defy gravity, break all the laws, break all the rules of how a chart's to move. But that's why I say probably, just grab a bag day one, don't blow the load. And then grab a bag after it dips, and then grab a bag after it pumps and dips again, and then keep grabbing bags. Not financial advice. I'm hoping for 0.0001. Is that realistic? Anything's realistic at this point. It's supposed to start at $0. So yeah, it definitely could. Yeah, for Hex and this. So Aussie Hex, good day, Jenkinz. What is good, Aussie Hex? Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I see you on Twitter a lot, adding value. So shout out to you. Element Hex, what is good? Hex Curious, what is good? Welcome to the chat. Derek Dean, welcome to the chat. I killed Epstein. It's weird to refer to you guys as like these funny names, but let's see what you say. I'm not selling a single Pulse token for at least 10 years. When Ethereum did the rollout, initial receivers nabbed it for 31 cents per Ethereum. Early sellers end up eating shit. We are what we eat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like just don't be that guy. Not financial advice. Don't be the guy that sells early. Hex did 11 doubles. You could have sold 5 doubles and still missed out on 5 more. Just if you're in crypto, just don't invest money you can't afford to lose, and don't invest money that you might need very soon. And don't look at this as like a stream of income just yet. Look at it as like you're planting a seed for your future. Just go in with the right mindset, and you'll definitely get what you want out of this. Cornholio, welcome to the chat. I can't say that IVIADIVIA. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not the best reader. Welcome to the chat. C Chef, welcome to the chat. I asked on, Ryan, that was you. I asked on Twitter last night for the Ichimoku. Thanks, man. My Twitter name and YouTube names are different. Okay, Ryan, yeah, shout out to you. Hopefully you gained value from that Ichimoku that I showed. So create new experiences. Thanks, Jenkinz, for streaming. Yeah, shout out to you. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for being here. But yeah, that's really all I got. So hopefully I got to all the comments. But if you guys have any questions or concerns, follow me on Twitter. Let me just show you guys real quick. I mean, hang on. Let me just show you guys my Twitter, because it's like I don't tweet just to tweet. I actually tweet informational stuff. And when I'm not on stream, this is where you guys, got to come find me. Okay. Let me hide all my notifications though. Let me share the screen real quick. How do I share my Twitter screen? 1 second. I'm gonna show you some stuff I have on my Twitter just so you guys know like the value's there. I'm always trying to provide value for you guys. If I'm not in the charts, just come see me on Twitter. I'm always trying to post updates. Can you guys see my Twitter? Yeah, so sorry, I'm trying to clear out my notifications. But so I showed you guys actually. That's funny. I talked about that 13.6. So yesterday I posted this on Twitter. And can you guys still see when I pull it up? Let me make this bigger. I showed you guys the exact pattern. You know, we pumped yesterday. Nice Elliott wave here. 5 ways at 20 cents. So I actually just walked you guys through that tonight. I posted that on Twitter yesterday. So these are things that I show you guys, and I just kind of go over again on chart. A while ago, I mean, I know I was talking about 10-cent hex for a long time. So I showed you guys that 10-cent drops to that yellow box that we've been touching today. July 26th, that was. Showed you guys we couldn't get any closer than what hex did. We touched that range. Look at that jump off. That's pretty cool. Whatever about that one. Again, I was drawing down charts with the Ichimoku down to the 10-cent range. You know, that 10-cent range is there for a long time. Here's my guess that I had on Pulse when it's the market. 0.00001 do 100x to 1 penny in 12 months. That's super conservative. That's what I thought. Have a bunch of snippets, you know, whatever here. But let me show you guys some other stuff with the charts. Hang on. It's July 20th. Safe to say we can touch 10 cents again and officially flip into a support line, you know, right? July 20th. So it's been over 2 weeks since I've been kind of telling you guys, like, let's go to 10 cents, right? Once we broke that 15.8 range, that was the initial dump. And then these chart, yeah, good old days. Okay, here we go. I think I lost you guys for a second. But yeah, just go follow me on Twitter if you guys want that value between now and next Thursday. Hopefully we get into hex at 20 cents next Thursday. That'd be great. Buyers versus step 3 came up quick. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, sorry, my internet's going out. It's starting to act all funky, so I'm about to hop off this real quick. Can you just please explain to me why it isn't bad that Richard bought 13 million? Honest question. Just don't get it. Well, so here's the thing. So the same way the OA address owns like 90% of the coins, or 95 even, I think, I could be wrong, but it's a lot of coins. It's basically like centralized ownership. Richard explains it a lot. So this isn't my explanation. This is Richard's explanation. I'm just going to try to reiterate it for you. But centralized ownership, the best time to buy something when liquidity is at the lowest and when the person who basically made it owns all of it. So the best time to buy Bitcoin is when Satoshi owned 100% of the coins and the price is at the lowest. The best time to buy Amazon is when Bezos owned everything. Best time, you know, Tesla, Elon Musk, Hex, the best time to buy it is when the OA address had everything, the price at the lowest. The price goes up, but it's also so when Pulse, there needs to be a specific whale. In this scenario, it's going to be basically Richard, I guess. You know, we can't say it. He can't say it, but I could because it's not my project. But him owning that, he basically gets to control. I guess he gets to manipulate the performance of it as much as he wants, just to kind of maintain, like, he's the big whale. No one else is going to get in control of it. So for him kind of having centralized ownership thing, that actually works. For all the big businesses, all the best stocks in the world, they always go up and to the right when they're massively centralized, you know? So, and not to say that Hex or Pulse is a centralized coin because they're completely decentralized 100%, but the biggest factor in the price performance being in the palms of the person who made it, the person who made it. Like, why would he sell? I mean, you know, there's no reason for that, because obviously it's like you selling you work your life off for something and then you sell it for pennies, you know, and then it goes down to nothing. Like, what do you get out of that besides $1? You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like that's the purpose. You need to have that one strong whale, because if someone else gets into it and it's not him, you know, that could be a bad, and maybe it's not him, who knows? But like, say it's not him, that person can just dump the price and kill it at any point, any time. But most likely, just like how Hex origin address, it's going to be the same with Pulse. You need that one person holding it down, and then he's slowly going to get diluted. As more people buy it, he's going to lose more and more ownership of the supply. And then that's when the price is going to just, you know, elevate to just massive levels, to the point where, like, now Bitcoin's at 60. Well, it hit $65,000 when it used to be pennies one day, you know. Things just elevate and take off, but they got to start off with the foundation. You know, you can't build a house on sand, you know. So the foundation is always good to have the person that made it to hold it up and make sure he all but guarantees that it's going to perform well, at least early on, while we kind of take the ship and just ride off with that, right? Richard mentioned not needing centralized exchanges, but what are some other ways to spread hex to new users outside of exchange listings? I mean, it's simple. You can just get, like MetaMask, for example, a decentralized wallet. Just get MetaMask, get your Ethereum or whatever USDC onto that. Go convert it using like a Uniswap type page, or like a 1inch.io, ethhex.com, I believe still works, matcha.xyz. Yeah, MetaMask wallet. No, you don't have to put your information on there whatsoever. Stay completely cryptic about it. And then, yeah, you can buy and swap coins, on the ERC20 network. Yeah, this, though, Elon dumping on your heads, that's Bitcoin. That's not Elon's creation. So Elon bought something, made his buck, and got out of it, right? So he didn't do that with Tesla, right? He's not dumping. I mean, Tesla goes up and down like everything else, but he's not dumping his thing. If he dumps his thing, there's no more money for him to earn. Once you cash out your hex, you're done with hex, right? You're not making any more money on it going up. What's the point of doing that? There's no point of selling your hex because you're done riding the ride, right? So Elon, being who he is, spending all that time on SpaceX and Tesla, why would he cash out and just kill everything he worked for, right? That's the same thing with Richard Heart and Hex, or Richard Heart and PulseChain. Elon bought someone else's project, made a quick 2x, I think, or 2, maybe 3x, billions of dollars. He took his profit. That's all he did. And I mean, I don't blame him. It's Bitcoin. The only purpose of it is just people buy and hold. You buy the hype and just sell the bear market, essentially, So yeah, totally different scenario. So don't worry about that. Is ETH the best coin to bridge across to buy p-hex? Pulse would be. Oh no, you're talking about bridge. Yeah. So for bridging, probably. I'm assuming we're gonna figure out a way to get the e-hex onto the p-hex via a bridge to convert it. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend selling e-hex or p-hex or change it or your pulse. So yeah, because you don't want to sell your ETH, your e-hex, p-hex, or pulse, ETH is probably the best coin, at least for starters, for the bridge, or USD coin, I'm assuming, right? There were 200 LaFerraris in the world made. If I owned one of them, people had the chance to buy the other 199. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I get all that, but if Pulse goes to $1, Richard, wait, sorry, the comments popped in. I get that, but that means if Pulse goes to $1, Richard would be richer than Bezos by like 10 times more. Well, yeah, that's what happens when you create new things to the world, and those things just so happen to be in the fastest growing industry in the world, which is cryptocurrency. That's the new, especially in today's world. You want to get away from the government. You want to take power into your own hands. So yeah. And that's well deserved too. So he would definitely, if he's richer than Bezos, shout out to him. I think Bezos just sold some stock and he's actually stepping down from CEO. So I mean, whatever though, they're all still rich. But yeah, I mean, rightfully so. If I created Hex, I would fully expect to be the richest person in the world too. If I created Hex and Pulse and I'm not the richest person in the world, I'd be like, well, it wouldn't be Hex or Pulse. They'd just be any other coin, right? Yeah, I love your work. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Melby Tony 1.41. Oh, we didn't get that break under 14 cents yet. Give us some time. Give it some time. If we don't get that break, that's gonna bug my OCD. Just like how that wick barely missed 10.8 cents by the closest you can possibly get, right? I like to see my areas filled perfectly, nice and strong. Slap that like button, yeah, Benny Blitz. Slap that like. Follow me on Twitter at Crypto Jenkins. Follow me on YouTube at Jenkins Crypto. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got. Thank you guys for popping on tonight. It was good hanging out with you guys tonight. As always, hopefully you guys got some value for that. Hopefully I explained some things pretty thoroughly, but also made them nice and simple to learn. So I'm going to start wrapping this thing up. I appreciate you guys. Catch me every Thursday on the same channel. And yeah, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. Catch me on Twitter all the time. Follow me on Twitter. The value's there. I promise. I'm not your average like trader. I'm not a trader. I'm just a guy that just helps you guys try to understand the things that I understand. And we're all in this together. We're all riding this hex wave. We're all part of the biggest movement in the history of the world. So let's just enjoy the ride. Do it together and just have the time in hand. Stake it so you have no choice but to hold it. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen. if we get on stream next week at a 20-cent hex, don't know what I'm doing, but that'd be cool. Peace out.